Joining us now is Democratic Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey. He has also been campaigning with Democrat Mikey Sherrill in that governor's race in New Jersey. Senator, thank you very much for joining us tonight. What is the state of the supplemental nutrition program in New Jersey tonight, now that federal judges have forced the Trump administration to at least partially support food stamps?
Well, first of all, I have to say, what a sad state that we're in right now, where we need federal judges to have to force the president of the United States to use funds that he already has and is legally required to use to be able to feed people who are hungry. I mean, the fact that it is something that we have to compel him to do while he's having, Gatsby 1920s parties down at Mar-a-Lago. Shame on him for putting us in this situation where 800,000 people in my state and over 40 million across this country are on the verge of going hungry. We still haven't seen it implemented. We are going to follow up absolutely to make sure that it is. But also, they have announced that it will be a partial funding. We need to make sure that they get full funding, and the president should and use all authorities to be able to do this. But we know, again, he's going to be kicking and screaming to be able to do it, as he's already been pushing legislation earlier this year to gut $200 billion out of SNAP. So it's something that we're going to have to push him to do. So
you have a Republican candidate for governor in New Jersey who claims to have a very close relationship with Donald Trump. Has he done anything to try to guarantee that New Jersey would not be harmed by this cutback in food stamps?
No, he hasn't, because that would actually be leadership, and that's the last thing that he seems to be interested in right now. Jack Ciattarelli, he's been running for governor longer than my kids have been alive. He's somebody that's just more interested in the job title rather than actually doing it. So that isn't something that we should or expect from him. I mean, look, this is somebody who said he'd give Donald Trump an A grade for his presidency. I mean, really, an A grade for 800,000 New Jerseyans without food assistance, an A grade for 174% increase in health care costs for those on the Affordable Care Act, an A grade for terminating the Gateway Tunnel project. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous, and it's something that has made crystal clear to the people of New Jersey in this home stretch what's at stake. And I think that Donald Trump, with all of his bluster and all the horrible things he's been doing, especially through this shutdown, has really ended Jack Ciattarelli's chances of being a governor of New Jersey.
The polling in this race is closer than the polling with the Democrat ahead, but closer than the polling was in your Senate election in New Jersey. What's the difference between then and now?
Well, look, as I said, Jack Ciattarelli, he's run 3 times, as President Obama pointed out. He's certainly somebody that has higher name recognition than the average Republican running for office. But what I will say is that here in the final couple weeks, I've really seen the energy rise up. I mean, it is an extraordinary. I just logged, 500 miles going around the state of New Jersey over the last 2 days. I see and feel more energy right now in the home stretch than I did last year in the 2024 race in New Jersey. And I think it's because people know what's at stake. And Lawrence, I will also tell you that I also see a tremendous amount of unity across Democrats, across the Democratic ideological spectrum. I really think that what we're seeing right now in New Jersey, what we're seeing in Virginia, it bodes so well for just what we need to be able to do and finding that muscle memory to be able to win the midterms next year as well. So, I really do think that this message about trying to address people's lives, their affordability challenges that they're facing, and really pointing to the lawlessness and the actions and inactions of this president in solving these problems for people, and showing the corruption, showing the lawlessness is the reason why people's challenges and affordability problems are persisting. I really think that that's the message forward that we need to do.
Senator Andy Kim of New Jersey, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me.